So we're learning Go programming for web development here, and the first thing that we're going to do is learn the language. And we've already kind of done just a little bit of groundwork in getting everybody's dev environment set up. And I'm going to give you a really good resource if you're just finding this video online. And that resource is going to be the course outline. This course outline is amazing. And you could take the entire course with all of the videos organized sequentially, easily accessible at this URL. I got into education to help people, so if the price of this course is too much for you, just message me on Twitter, and I will get you discounted or free access. When you message me, just sort of tell me what your situation is, and then I'll get you discount free access. So this is the outline. If you want to get to this outline, just go to this URL right here, which is right there, course outline. It'll bring you here, and then all of the code that we're using right now, we're doing all of our code on GitHub. It is at Golang Web Dev goes to 11. So GitHub Golang Web Dev goes to 11. And the code that you're seeing in class will be under 00temp and 63 fall 2018. So that's where all the code for this class will be. And I'm just now starting to record. We had a couple of classes where we were getting things set up. So now in here, instead of just using print line, package main, func main's the entry point of my program. Instead of using print line to print that statement, I chose to use sprint line. Maybe at some point we looked at the funct package, right? And maybe at some point we'll want to use sprint line just to get a string. And so here's one way I could do it. It returns a string, right? Here's the func. So functions are the func keyword, and when we have a function is always going to follow this. Func keyword, an optional receiver. So optional, I'll do that. Just do it like that. Optional receiver, an identifier, which will be the name of the function, parameters, which will pass arguments in to a function that has been defined with parameters. So that's a really nice way to say that. We will pass arguments in to a function that has been defined with parameters, right? So we have func, keyword, and then receiver, and we'll learn what receivers are. And then an identifier for the function, then parameter, and then returns, and there could be multiple returns, and then code. Okay, so that's the signature, the form that functions take in the Go programming language. And so here I went to look at the funct package, and you can see I'm using a function called sprint line from the funct package. So this is dot notation. So we've got funct dot sprint line. From package funct, use the function sprint line. That's how you would read that and say that. From package funct, use the function sprint line. There's all this code pre-written for you to use. We just have to figure out how to use it. A lot of the hard work's been done for us. We just have to find the different pieces like Lego building blocks and build things and bring them together. Cool, right? So func sprint line, I could hold down command. I'm in Golang. VS Code is the #1 choice. It's free. It's awesome. I never learned it. I learned JetBrains stuff, which I get free as an educator, so that's why I'm using Golang. Strongly recommend VS Code, though. And here we have func, from package func, sprint line, and we could go and just hold down command. This also works in VS Code. I don't know what the key is, but you could click on the function. It takes you right to the definition, the code that was written by the people who created the Go programming language. The definition of that function, the way it was written by the developers of the Go programming language. This is really nice because it allows us to see how they wrote the language, and we see things which are beautiful and simple. The three principles, the three guiding principles by which this language was created was efficient execution, fast as lightning. Go programming language has to be fast as lightning. Efficient compilation. I don't want to sit around for half a day to see if my code builds into an executable that works. Efficient execution, efficient compilation, and ease of programming. Make it easy, baby. Like that reads beautiful, right? Like that's, not a bunch of cluttered, stuttering, double speak. It's just like beautiful. So sprint line takes a variadic parameter, ... means many, just like in English. If somebody said ... at the end of a sentence, there's a lot more there. ... here means pass in as many arguments as you want. It's a variadic parameter is the term we use, variadic parameter. And then it takes a value of any type, which is what the empty interface says. And it returns a string. Cool, so I got to return a string. So I'm going to catch my string, and then, right, it'll give me that. And now I have to use it. And so this is kind of not clean programming, because I could have just done all that, put my phrase right here, and not assign it to a variable, but just kind of interesting to show you something. So we're going to talk about functions and review functions. And I wanted to show that this was the entry point to the program. And then down here will be the exit to our program. So when it leaves func main, the program is over. And we signify strings with either double quotes or which other character? Anybody remember? Backtick. And that's a raw string literal, which means I could put double quotes inside there, and it could also hold returns when I print that. Raw string literal. So we'll just keep this as video 1.